Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? DnA episode 7, I believe.
Episode 8.
I don't think we'd ever turned in 7. Did you come get it?
Episode 7.
Episode 7. We're back. So, glad to be here. And how's life treating you? How's work going, man?
What's going, man?
Making that money?
That's what you want to call it.
Making a living?
Paying my American taxes. Taxpayer. You know I didn't get no damn stimulus check.
You deserve one, dude.
God dang it.
Carol Baskin?
Yeah. So what's up, y'all? Me and my boy D, we back at it again. We got a few topics for you guys. And, you know, if you guys don't like it, you know, you clicked on our face.
You know the deal. So, hey, real quick on Carol Baskin, just really quick, I just read something today, don't lie, that they're opening the case back up on her ex-husband's murder or death or disappearance. Just read that today. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Joe got what he wanted.
Yeah. Free Joe Exotic. Yeah. So, anyways, hey, last week I put a post up on our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram, and basically what it was talking about the protests of Colin Kaepernick from a few years ago in the NFL kneeling during the national anthem, right, and then showing protesters walking the streets and basically on Capitol grounds, state Capitol grounds with loaded weapons, AR-15s and assault rifles and stuff. And just the picture said, if you find this patriotic and this not patriotic or something to that sense, then it's not patriotism that you're against. Right. Mm-hmm. And that actually brought a lot of feedback. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions on that. Right. So I thought, hey, man, that's a great topic.
Yeah, that's a good topic, man, to basically see and talk about. You know, I mean, Colin Kaepernick deal hit America hard, you know. And, you know, just to be clear, before Colin Kaepernick started kneeling, bro, yeah, nobody gave a fuck about the national anthem.
Nobody cared.
Where I was at a lot of sports events with kids, and you were there too.
Yeah. And
when the national anthem would go, people would just be like nonchalant, you know.
Yeah, and that was every race.
Everywhere.
Every race, guy, girl, old, young, and any sporting event. It really was. Yeah, I mean.
And then after the Colin Kaepernick effect happened, people are stopping in the parking lots, outside stopping, and I mean they stopped serving food, so it's like, whoa, man. I'm like, yeah. I seen this, and it's like, wow, this guy has made a big impact on a lot of people's lives. So, you know, I mean, it's huge, you know.
Yeah. So the question is, or you know, I understand people's stance either way. Like, I get it, yeah, and I'm not offended either way.
Right.
You know, I am offended that people are offended and saying that that's not patriotic and that he shouldn't do that, right, and he shouldn't use his platform to do that.
Right.
That's just idiotic, man.
Right.
Sports is probably the best platform to speak about a cause.
Yeah, and
come on, man, it's been done for years and years.
Yeah,
man.
It is. And I mean, the whole deal is that if it's a double standard, then why do we sing a national anthem at a sports event? If that's the case, why are we moving that into our deal? I mean, yeah, I have stood for probably the national anthem hundreds and hundreds of times, man.
Yeah,
because of sports. Yeah. But if there was no national anthem, when have you ever stood for it? Yeah. I stood for it when I was in school. Those days are gone.
Well, yeah, you know, and the crazy thing is this, man. If you really think about this, and we're going to get a little more, I think, as we go into both sides of what we're talking about, right? But when they started having the national anthem at sporting events was after 9/11. It wasn't even a thing that we did before that. It may have happened occasionally, but it wasn't like every single event. This is what we do after 9/11. And it was even reported that the U.S. government, military or something, actually paid money to the NFL and other leagues to basically to start doing it, to basically promote solidarity and we're one and unity for our country. And I get it. That's cool.
I get that all the way, man.
But it's
all
like, come on now.
Yeah, I get it. I get it all the way. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, this is crazy.
But the thing is that if you're a person and you got clout, man, you use any platform you can to basically get another deal across. Everybody does it, you know.
Yeah.
That's just what you do. I mean, when you like what this young man did is that he basically used his constitution, and he used the platform, and it was the NFL to do it. But the NFL it's just not the NFL uses all different types. There's people that use the NFL as a platform for all types of deals. Wasn't it breast cancer?
October is Cancer Awareness Month or Breast Cancer, right? Which is cool.
It's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
But nobody's, basically they contradict themselves, right?
Right.
What causes can we kneel for,
right,
stand for, promote? Right. It's only certain ones. Why is your cause better than my cause? Especially when mine's promoting nonviolence.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree with you 110, bro. I mean, I guess if you look at the big picture determines on the majority of people that agree with it, So you got people. It's where the money's at, first of all.
Yeah.
But it's the majority of who feels like they're like Nate. This guy, his name was it Nate?
Nate Boyer.
Nate Boyer. He was like a Green Beret. He played for the Seahawks, and Colin Kaepernick was sitting. He wasn't kneeling. He was sitting during the national anthem. And he says, hey, he gave him a call up and said, hey, man, I want to talk to you about this thing that you're doing. So they ended up having dinner, whatnot. And he told him, hey, I think it would probably be better, a good look if you kneeled during the national anthem, just to show, some respect. And Colin said, oh, yeah, man, that's a good deal. So Colin started kneeling.
Yeah, Colin literally tells him, I don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this came from a Marine.
Yeah,
I'm not a Marine, but
a Green Beret.
Yeah. And he did that, and I mean, oh shit, it went to hell, man.
Well, I think too. I remember back when this was going on, I was all for it, man. Like I'm like, hey, this makes total sense, But if we fast forward a little bit, the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, was null and void nearly, because this happened. A whole season went and passed. The following season in September is now when President Trump is running for president, and he decides to use this as his rallying cry to get Americans behind him, and how unpatriotic that was, and how disrespectful to the flag and to the military, and so he used this total propaganda to get votes, to win over votes. Because honestly, this was a year after this started. It was a year after it started, and it was almost gone. It was almost, people weren't doing it. People weren't talking about it.
Nobody, because
it was over.
Because if you really watch football, and especially you Seahawks fans out there, Marshawn Lynch sat all the time.
Yep.
Nobody gave a shit about him. He just sat like, man, I don't do this. And nobody gave a shit for years. He just sat. Yep. So if you're gonna be
this is the thing too. What was he kneeling for? Nobody can argue what he was kneeling for is wrong. The things he was standing for, police brutality.
No, he was kneeling for killing babies.
Killing babies too, not babies, but kids, right? Yeah, but incarceration of minorities disproportionate to those the whites and stuff, right? So he is talking about things that are true and are going on. So who can argue that?
A lot of people don't want to hear that shit. It's too real. Nobody wants to hear this. Like, if I wanted that, I would tune in to fucking 60 Minutes. I'm watching football. Why should I go through that? Yeah. But that's real life, buddy. You know?
And if you don't like it, then just whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on now. So this is a thing I proposed, and you and I talked about this, and this was actually, you brought this up to me in the past, was what if the tables are turned a little bit in that situation? What if we have a prominent athlete that's not black, not a minority, that decides to use his platform, he's in the NFL, of kneeling during the national anthem because the Second Amendment rights are
being tampered with some kind of way.
Being compromised.
Yeah.
Let's say a president is saying this is what they're going to propose, taking back some rights on your guns, but you have a guy like J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
All American. A guy like Aaron Rodgers, All American. Yeah. He kneels for the national anthem to support that. Do you think there's an uproar, or is that patriotic?
I would put money on it would be patriotic in America.
Right?
America, it's patriotic.
The double standard, man.
It's a double standard, bro.
And is the double standard, is it because of race or because of the cause?
Man, you talking to Ant, bro. Man, you know what it is, man.
This is deep stuff, right?
This is
and
deep.
People, man, they're strong on this, and that's cool. Have your opinion. It's cool. I think everybody should have a different opinion. It makes us better. Right. But what do you think, man? Cause or race?
It's definitely race, bro.
I believe so.
I mean, it's definitely race because, I mean, that's just the way it is, man. I mean, in America, it's looked at to where there's been issues in the past to where people of color, blacks, and if anybody knows about like the Black Panther movement back in the 60s, whatnot, it was like 1967 for the same issue that this guy's kneeling for in the NFL. The Panthers were taking this to their capital with it, and they marched to the Capitol. I think it was May 2nd, 1967, and they marched, just 30 of them. Yeah. They marched there, and they had loaded weapons, whatnot. And after they did that, you know, Ronald Reagan, less than a year later, Ronald Reagan signed one of the craziest gun laws that still holds in California.
In effect,
yeah, it's crazy law. I mean, if you look at all the states, California is like blew it out because 30 black dudes in the 60s walked to the Capitol to talk with their guns because they felt like, you know, they weren't getting the right treatment in their neighborhood and people were getting gunned down. So they figured, hey, we got to pack guns and we got to protect our neighborhood.
And they were doing a good job of that too.
They were doing a good job of it. They changed a lot of stuff in their community and just in the world too. You know, there's a lot of things that they changed. But when you look back, especially if you're younger. If you're younger, you don't have a clue. If you're older, you may look at the Panthers as a bad thing, but it wasn't a bad thing. It was a good thing.
I think, man. Just real quick, I think that because that's true, man. Like why they started and what they did, and they did a lot of good things, but how the media spun that and it's turned into a negative thing. And even now, how people talk about it, a lot of it's in a negative sense. I think we need to bring somebody on as an expert in this stuff because I find this stuff is super interesting to me, and I know a little bit about it, but I also know what I do know is that it was good.
Yeah,
not
but
bad.
I think
it's been twisted.
The thing is, the government wants people, especially black people, to basically submit to a way of. You had a Martin Luther King, so Martin Luther King was like he was okay, you know, submit, and then you can get laws changed. But if you're gonna be a person that's not gonna, you're gonna just stand your ground, as every American should. For their Second Amendment, whatnot, then a lot of the Panthers, they got killed off, man. You know, a lot of them got killed off for just all types of accusations. I'm not an expert, whatnot, but it's the best thing to do is just stand your ground in a humble way, and we'll listen to you. You know, and even like Dr. King was for the same thing. The Panthers were for it, but he was more for it in a peaceful way to where he got hit in the head with bricks and kicked and all that type of stuff. And then that's not going to happen to your average American nowadays. Yeah. Nobody's going to walk in peace. Yeah. They're walking because they're American and they want to get their view across. And if you mess with them, you're going to get messed up if you mess with them.
You know, and that brings that. So that kind of ties into what we started talking about was the difference. What's the difference between, you know, Kaepernick kneeling, excuse me, for the national anthem and being seen as unpatriotic, but you have guys marching to state capitals with guns and that's being seen as patriotic. Mm-hmm. However, you know, and I don't want to always throw the race card out there, but, you know, I'm passionate about some of these issues when it does come to race. How do you see that playing out if it's you know, 50 black guys or 50 just minorities, Hispanics, blacks, or Hispanics that march to a capitol with fully loaded assault rifles? I don't see it playing out the same way. This is a controversial topic, right, guys?
Yeah,
so you may agree, you may disagree,
and
it's okay. But I don't see it because history has told us so. It's not. You're not seeing the same way.
Yeah.
What do you think on that, man?
Man, I think it's written, man. It's written. It's written. It is what it is, man. And the best thing to do is like, I don't know, man. When it comes to the whole deal about the Second Amendment, man, and you guys got to understand is that. Those guys that walk on the Capitol, whatnot, the white guys with their guns, I support those guys 110, man.
Yeah,
110.
I'm all.
I'm with those guys, you know.
And that's the thing, bro. I interrupt you a lot. I apologize,
No,
but
man, that's good.
but I'm not against them doing that too.
Right.
You said it. Let's make it clear. Like, we're not against these guys marching with their guns because it is their right. I'm just sick and tired of this.
It's a double standard.
What's the standard? It's a double standard.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of that.
Yeah, because being in America, I guess being a black dude in America, sometimes you look at it, hey, I got my liberty, but do I got my justice? Do I got the same rights as that dude over there?
Right.
Because if I walk to the Capitol with a gun and he's walking on the Capitol with a gun, what's the outcome going to be? Do I know the scenario? Because I ain't got the balls to do it, bro.
Yeah,
because I don't think I'll make it, man.
Listen, we know for a fact, and guys, you can do your research, and I say do your own research and read up on some of these things, and I can give you a list of names at some point. You can't be a minority and have a cell phone in your hand and not get shot and killed. You can't be a minority or a black guy and get pulled over and reach for your wallet. Yeah. And not get killed, right? There's crazy things, and listen, this happens more than people think, or that they just want to acknowledge. Because if you don't acknowledge it, it's not really happening,
right?
You know?
And to a lot of parents out there, because we do have kids, everybody knows that's who we are. The thing is that I'm not messing with you guys on the real. My kids are like trained. I train my kids to be how they get pulled over
better than mine,
by the cops, to where this is what you do, this is what you say, this is what you go through. That's what I'm doing. My kid turns 16 and he gets behind the wheel. I have to teach this kid to be ready for so he doesn't get shot by somebody he should trust in his community, somebody he should look up to as a role model. And I have to say, hey, be prepared for this, man, because these guys might not see you the way how you think. You're like your guys that you hang out with that they may not see you that way, man. Yeah. So you got to be prepared, man. Well, you got to carry yourself in a whole different manner when you get pulled over by the cops. So that's just one topic of it. And like I said, I don't want to get really deep into the race deal, but the double standard does pull itself in there to where you have a guy like Colin Kaepernick who a guy that's a half white, half black, raised by two white parents, and I think they did a damn good job on letting a guy like that express himself for a cause he didn't even have to do. He's rich, and he could say, you know what, man, that's you guys' issue. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I can't stand when people, bash that guy. It's like, you're right, bro. Like, his life was set, and he was set to make millions and millions more dollars in a sport that he loved, and to basically jeopardize that for something bigger than you. I think as a person,
you don't see that
as a person and as a parent with children, like, you want your kids to be able to be passionate enough about something that's a right cause, whatever you deem right, but to stand up for what you believe in. Yeah. And he's standing up for something that's impacting millions of people in a positive way.
Right. And him being, him doing that it was a huge deal for him to do that. But I didn't see Colin Kaepernick looking at it more as a he basically said what he was stood for, and he left it at what it was. Yeah. And the way that I seen it is that after he said that, you had all these young people that were these athletes that say, you know what, I'm probably bigger than just playing sports. Yeah. I could give back to my community. So all these different athletes started, like, he planted this seed, and you had this branch of people, the football players that have their own ideas out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so all these kids are doing these different things for their community, man. Yeah. And I thought that movement was a pretty good movement. It just didn't have to do with just being a black people getting shot. It was just based, people, hey, I'm going to contribute money for bullying. I'm going to, this person has, schizophrenia. We're going to give money to all these. So you had these people that were giving back to their, they were kneeling for some of those causes. Yeah. It wasn't just for this one cause. Yeah. I thought it was huge, man.
I'd like to see, I'm going to pose that question again real quick. I'd like some feedback on this from our friends and family and followers and stuff. Like how would you take it if you had an athlete like J.J. Watt kneeling for the Second Amendment to protect that right, because it's deemed a right for every American citizen, just like life is for every minority citizen. How would you take that? Would you find that disrespectful to the flag, or respectful to the flag because that's what it stands for? Because if you do find that to be okay and something you'd support, that's the double standard we're talking about. Mm-hmm. because you should support the one that Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for too, and that just brings us into that whole topic of today too. It's kind of crazy because that's 4 years ago, but it's still
and that goes that First Amendment for kneeling kind of goes into I think it was back in the early 70s, the Jehovah's Witnesses, they basically put it in the law to where you don't have to stand for the national anthem, and you don't have to do these other. If you're gonna worship anything, it's pretty much a god, not a flag or those types of deals. So you know what? If you're a person that's a different type of religion, some people don't. You may be Christian, I may be Catholic. I'm like, bro, I don't believe in us doing this deal. I mean, nothing against it. I'm glad I'm here, but that's what America's founded on. It's a melting pot of immigrants, man.
Yeah. How is it disrespectful? Like people that say it's just disrespectful. I can get a sense why somebody may think it is, but how is it when we're supposed to be the freest country in the world? I feel like
we're the freest, but we're the most racist.
Hell yes, that is good. That is, and the thing is, this is like, do we really want forced patriotism as a country? Yeah, I'm gonna force you to stand if you don't stand. Like, I want you to want to stand for this country.
Right. But then the thing is that you have I have family members that I wasn't in the military that are black that served in the military, and they're saying they're okay with them kneeling. So you're basically taking a soldier who fought and almost died and has been shot and killed people, and basically tell that person, what you did doesn't matter because I know you're black, dude, and you're not really a patriot because you support what this guy is saying. That's a bunch of bullshit, man.
And I think yeah. I think it was blown out of proportion.
The whole deal is that you have to look at it as we're a melting pot of immigrants. I mean, I believe I'm African, some in me, something like that. African. I consider myself African American, but I really don't know.
Can you believe, bro, that I just found out through my DNA through the test that I got Chinese in me?
No wonder why you look high all the time.
I'm Chinese.
Shut up. You serious? You got Chinese in you?
I'm just joking.
You's a boo, bro.
Oh, man, no.
Yeah, I got one. I got one of those tests. I haven't even did it yet, man. I've had it for about a year. I'm gonna do it, bro.
Dude.
I'm gonna do it.
I think I read something, though, that they're not as accurate as they claim to be.
No, they're pretty accurate, bro.
Well, they got
these triplets.
They're gonna say that.
No, the triplets.
I'm just saying.
Man.
I'm just saying.
I did like 3 tests, man, and they were accurate.
Really?
Triplets, yeah.
I'd like to do it. Just so you know, I'm half white, half Hispanic, Mexican,
and I have no clue.
But I don't know much other than that. Like, I don't know, like generations past.
Yeah, nobody knows, man. Yeah, that's the thing is, you come to America, and see that the thing is, you come to America, and you be considered, regardless, you're considered like Hispanic American or Mexican American. I'm African American, but then you got a guy that comes over from like. Let's say England,
And he's American?
And after he becomes a citizen, he's American.
Yeah. That's true.
You don't see them saying you're
one thing,
American. I mean, European American.
One thing that bothered me, when my dad passed away and we did like his death certificate and stuff, there was not when you check mark your race, they don't have Hispanic, Mexican, or Latino on there.
Yeah, they do.
No, they didn't, dude. They didn't, because I was kind of offended by it. I'm like, wait a second. So I had to check like white, black, or native, I think, or something like that. Yeah, I'll pull. I have it somewhere. But I thought that was like, wait a second, what's up with that?
I don't know, brother.
That's wrong.
I don't know, man.
You want me to say I'm Mexican when you come and do like your what do they do when they go around? They do like polls and tests of like different
census type deal?
Census, yeah. They want me to say I'm Mexican when I'm census, but when I'm dead, I'm not. What's up with that?
I hear you, man. I'm sorry this happened to my Mexican brothers and sisters out there.
I can't be the only one.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I mean, but yeah, that's the topic. Well, I just don't really like talking about the whole race thing, because I actually it's cool to talk about, but when it's obvious, that's the thing is, a lot of people, when it's sensitive, people don't like to talk about it. It's kind of like, man.
I think people just get too wrapped up in their emotions about it. Yeah, they get so emotional about it that they just can't see the logic or the sense or the truth sometimes.
Right.
It's like no, I'm so pro-American that I can't sometimes call out the BS.
The BS,
right? It's like, yo, man, the most American thing we do is to have our standard always high.
Yes. And
call out the BS.
That's the best. That's the best, man. The best thing is call somebody out on their shit, dude.
Yeah.
And the best thing is that
and fucking Trump, man. I said the F word.
You did, man. You cussed, bro.
But like, who's calling him out?
Nobody's calling him out.
I don't know why I brought him up again, but
yeah, nobody's calling Trump, man. Trump's a motherfucking gangster, bro. He'll kill your family, bro. That's what he does, man. He's like, hey, that dude Trump, man. If you look at that motherfucker, if you look at him too long, man, all those reporters, you see how thin the room is. They disappear, man. That motherfucker is a savage, man. You see everybody in his cabinet. He didn't fire him. He killed him. Dude,
I think it's funny. You said that about how many reporters in the room now. Those things used to be packed with reporters.
I know. We got the coronavirus thing going on,
man, too. Dude, there's like 10 people. Dude, his things are entertaining as can be, though. Like, I do watch them. Like, I don't like them, but I watch them because they're funny, dude.
It was Apprentice, huh? He's just like, you're fired. You're fired. And, hey, disinfectant's good for your skin. This motherfucker, bro.
And listen, he said that disinfectant thing. Like, we totally got off subject. He said that disinfectant thing, and then the next day, I listened to this thing. I listened to it. The next day, he said, I was being sarcastic. Dude, no, you were not, dude. And I literally saw people posted on Facebook, like, people can't take his sarcasm. Like, I'm like, are you that dude? Come on, dude. Like, what the hell's going on, bro? We're like in the Twilight Zone.
This the Twilight Zone, man. This the Twilight Zone.
Listen, be a Trumper. Vote for him. I think he's probably gonna win. But
call him out on this bullshit,
bro. Call him out on this bullshit.
Hey, I want you guys, everything that motherfucker says, picture me saying it. And see if you guys don't want to go out and string that motherfucker
up. Dude, literally, we can find 1,000 quotes, comments he's made, and then he'll have 1,000 exact opposite comments on what he just said.
Yeah, he's man.
Like really, dude. So like, hey, vote for him. I think he's gonna win. Biden can't even complete a sentence, but call him out, man.
Yeah, call him out. Call him out. That's the thing is, if you support the dude, call anybody out on their shit. Because I know you're gonna call me out on mine. You're going to call me out, dude, just because you want to just
somebody's going to call you out for these comments right now.
Fuck them. Really, dude, I should be out on the court. Get over there, Joel. Kyson, hey, take a lap. Aiden, step your game up now. Hey, toughen up. That's what I should be doing.
Yes, we should be doing.
We should be coaching, man, but I turn on the TV for 2 hours watching this crazy motherfucker say a whole bunch of shit he don't even know what he's talking about, man. I'm just, who should be the next fucking president to tell you the truth? Is that Como guy. Was that guy from New York? And I'm like, this guy, he's just talking normal. I'm used to hearing the fucking Twilight Zone stuff. Yeah. And this guy, Como, I'm like, this guy's making sense.
That's true, man.
Yeah.
That is true, man.
Yeah. So what's the old dude's name? The doctor?
Dr. Antle?
Hey, Dr. Anthony
Fauci, Dr. Fauci.
You call him Dr.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Like he's got some sketchy stuff. I've been reading a lot of this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It's so much, man, but he's got some sketchy kind of things in the past.
Doctor?
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's crazy how the media and pro-Trump people have done a 180 on him, and he's like, he's the bad guy. He's the devil. He's behind all this stuff. I'm like, okay.
Dude, that little dude's probably the Antichrist.
Golly.
Bet you that little motherfucker's the Antichrist. You can look at him, dude. You see that motherfucker's like 3'7". I don't know. He laughing. He just be hot like.
Dude, Obama was the Antichrist first. Now it's Fauci.
Obama be back. Just messing with us. Yeah, that's funny shit, man. But we're just having fun. Double standard, what it is. Yeah. And I might be, but just when it's all said and done, we both agree with all of it, man. We agree. I wish there was somebody that would disagree with us on the other topic, the doubles. Yeah.
Yeah, I want. Man, we need more people to comment on some of these things, and I want to hear people that
because people have to realize
that don't agree with us, that say there's not a double standard. Because I think it's crazy that you don't see it, but educate me.
Yeah, JJ, a lot of these guys, they need to use that platform. That's how you get the Walter Payton Award. Yeah. You get the Walter Payton Award because you basically do stuff. And people that know the NFL, Walter Payton was a football player that basically he's a legendary football player as a running back for the Chicago Bears. I think not 1-2 best running back in the game, phenomenal. And he had kidney issues, and he was in line to get a kidney, and he was rich, whatnot, and he says no. He was in line to get a kidney, and they bumped him up and was going to give him a kidney, and he says, my life's no more important than anybody else's. So basically he got bumped back to where he was at, and he died waiting to get a kidney. Yeah. And so every year there's a Walter Payton Award that goes out to this guy who was just basically, they say was just a great guy, Yep. And so a lot of the players in the NFL, if you do community work and social justice to help people out just all over, you get this award. And yeah. I know it was was it JJ Watt was it JJ Watt that got it? Yeah, JJ Watt got it because he did a lot of stuff
during the
hurricane deal. He did a lot of work to help. He raised probably over $20-something million, I think, somewhere around there. Yeah, and I know that the Sims kid, not the Sims kid, but one of the boys from Philadelphia, one of the defensive linemen. What's the dude's name? The defensive lineman for Philadelphia. His dad's a pro, and his
Long.
Yeah. Chris Long. He ended up getting it too. But these guys reach out to the community,
lot of guys get them,
and they get it. But they do use the NFL platform to discuss these different things, And Colin Kaepernick, he kneeled.
And this is the thing. This is the thing too. Colin Kaepernick, man, because I do follow him, man. I follow a lot of stuff he does. He's still pushing his same agenda about this stuff. He's still preaching this stuff today. He's still going around speaking today at different events, and they're not even huge. He's going into inner city communities and smaller events and speaking to kids and minorities, and he's giving money still. He's actually, guys, if you're not a fan of him, do some research on what he's done with the money and organizations he's donated money to and all he's done, because if you're still not a fan, I think something's wrong with you, because he's done so much positive. That I don't understand why you'd still talk shit about a guy like that.
Right.
So I would just say do your research on him, do some homework, and read it, because he's done a lot of great things.
When you got a person that's integrity, man.
Yeah.
Integrity's gone, man. You can just look at the leaders who we have right now, and there's no integrity.
Dude,
and the whole deal is that I want my boys to grow up. I have 3 boys. I want my boys to grow up with integrity. And sometimes you got to put yourself to the side to pave a way for just another group of people. And I'm not even saying people of color. I'm just saying sometimes you have to just pave a way to make America, make the world that we live in a better place.
Dude, I agree. Why do people listen, man? I'm being affected by this shutdown and social distancing like many other people. Mm-hmm. Dude, it hasn't been that long. And I know we're suffering, and like our area is not as much as like bigger cities and different spots. There's hot spots. People feel like I've literally seen posts where people are making this like their case, like it's like slavery. It's like modern day slavery. And I'm thinking, like, why are we so entitled to think that 3 or 4 weeks of social distancing is equated to slavery? We're so entitled, dude. Like, come on.
It's bullshit. Me, myself, bro, and I sit back.
And I'm affected by this, right?
Yeah. The thing is, I think people that are sitting at home, man, and they're gaining weight and they're fucking and watching Netflix, man. I'm really being serious, dude. When you just go out and you do your shopping, you come home, I honestly call that being a patriot. I know we want to look out for like our people, our health, workers, but when you're staying at home and you're doing what you got to do, following the laws,
yeah,
I think it's legit, man. I think that's real shit, man.
Isn't it funny how when the roles are reversed just a little bit? What do you mean? When I mean, if something's affecting, because we're kind of talking about the double standard and a little bit on race and minorities, but when something's affecting a minority, it's not a big deal. And when I say minority, I mean it's not the majority, not just race, but it's not it's the minority, right? It's like it's not a huge deal. But now you see all the people that are up in arms about this, literally up in arms about this, how it's such a big deal to just follow the law, just follow the rules for a little bit.
Yeah, and I think
just follow the rules for a little bit, and they're expected to. Right, but these guys now all of a sudden,
but that's one of the ones to where it's kind of like there's so many people that are the majority. They're telling these motherfuckers you're stupid. You know, because if you look at a lot of the states that are like that are red states that would be like supporting Trump, a lot of them are like, a lot of these states are saying, nah, man, we got to wait till this shit's done.
Yeah.
Let's just wait until we can get the testing right. Yeah. So we can.
And I feel like, bro, I honestly feel like we should open up too. So, I mean, like, I just don't understand like the double standards on stuff, but I feel like, you know, maybe, and especially in areas like our area, like in rural areas where you're not, you know, millions of people compacted in a small radius, right?
Right.
Like, you know,
I can understand.
I don't know. I kind of feel like we should, but I don't know.
If you're gonna open up the government, but just don't necessarily open up like sitting restaurants and football games and basketball games where people gather, and open it up to where you can go to work, but have a standard to where, if you're not wearing this face shield and gloves at work or not, man, you're fired, bro. Yeah. You know, or if you're not following protocol or getting scanned, if you're not scanning your people at work, man, you're making sure that nobody has a fever and checking these people in and out, man, what's so hard about that, bro? Yeah.
No, I can agree with that. You know, and I think, and I hope we open up things soon and get back to normal. I just feel like, honestly, man, why just do it, man? Like whatever. But at the same time, I don't want that action to cause more deaths.
I'm gonna get my fucking AR, bro.
Yeah, go march down the street with that. See what happens.
Fucking do.
What do you think if it's your right to carry? You walk down the street with that.
You know, I should do it, huh? I should do it,
dude. Don't do it.
I should do it. You guys should record me.
Dude, you'll be another person on the freaking.
They'll be like, "Hey, do you know the guy from the DnA? Well, his DNA is gone."
Dude, it'll happen. I just don't do it.
Yeah, so we just in the lab chilling, you know. So
yeah, I'm thinking upcoming topics, man. We got to talk about. So I had somebody say, "How come you guys haven't talked about coaching, man, and leadership stuff? Because you guys do a lot in the community. You do a lot of coaching, which we've coached for, man, how many years now? Our oldest boys are 22 since they were like 7, right? Years. Dang, 7, 13, 15 years we've been coaching. 15 years, yeah. So I think coming up, man, real soon we got to have a show where we just kind of talk about, you know, how we got into coaching.
Right.
You know,
that'd be a good deal. And the whole deal is, I think the leadership part is a hard one, because peer pressure is a mother, man. Yeah. I mean, you know, and peer pressure,
and even with kids and adults.
Yeah, because right now peer pressure is making you guys say some crazy ass shit right now. Just listen to it. Really, man.
I agree.
You know, peer pressure is a mother, bro. But the whole deal is that, who do you want to be? What type of mark do you want to leave in the world? I mean, you can leave some crazy ass rants. Yeah. But like, what are you gonna make the world better as? And you can't just say, "Oh, my seed." You know, no. What impact are you gonna make on the world? You know. And I'm still trying to work on those things. I'm trying to have my kids work on those different types of things. And how do you know, my whole deal is that when me having male boys, I got to teach them masculinity of the world that has changed to where they can be men, you know, because the world is so far, feminism is so far in who we became as people, to where you gotta basically.
That's a totally different topic, you know, but that is true, because, you know, I don't say, like, I don't care like who you are, what you do, like whatever. But you're exactly right, bro. Like we've been feminized, like in boys and young men. Right. Like, it's crazy. And if you think about the effect of that, you know, and whether it's right or wrong, I couldn't tell you. It's my beliefs, you know. But you see younger and younger kids that are more feminine. Yeah. And it's crazy. Yeah, like, what's going on? Like, is it how they were born? Is it something that they're being, either they're seeing and hearing? It's so many things now, but it's out there in our faces now.
Well, dude, it was basically the way that I see it, and I'm not no genius or expert at it. Is that it's been with me since I was born, and I was raised with just a mother raised me, but my grandfather was from a whole different time, and you could just see the way how he carried himself. He carried himself like a man, you know, and he was basically, you know, and a lot of things that he said, a lot of people didn't like it, but that's who he was. He wasn't a big man either, but he had an alpha male type of mindset. And so some of the things that he would do, I felt wore off on me, you know, but I still have this thing into society to where society says this is how things are. That's the thing, is a woman can never teach a boy how to be masculine. You can't. Just like
And not saying they can't do a good job.
No,
right?
no, no.
But there's things that you lack.
There's things that she can't teach them to be masculine. Just that's the
I agree.
That's the whole deal is that if you're gonna look at like a man can't teach his son that, hey man, this is how a woman feels during labor.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
There's just certain things.
These are different things that
Yeah.
But that's just the way that I feel. I mean, like I said, I don't have no daughters, whatnot, but I have all boys, and I mean that's just the way I feel. So societies. These boys are twerking,
dude.
Yeah, I seen the video. Boys was twerking, man. And I was like.
Dude, this is crazy times.
Yeah.
This is crazy times. But listen, I mean, look what's going on, man, in the world. Dude. Like it's crazy.
Well, this is what started.
Look at it's just like everything.
Well, this is what happened, bro. It started during the civil rights movement. It did.
Yeah. Okay.
So the thing is that you had Dr. King out there marching for black people and people
and
equal rights and people of color, all people of color and women.
Yeah.
And then women got a power. And they basically, because back then they didn't have no rights, really, dude.
Yeah.
They was the same as the dude that was saying I'm a man,
Yeah.
And then Dr. King basically. So if you people out there didn't know that, especially white women didn't know that Dr. King did do that for you, So the thing is that at that time, all these different people's agendas started moving, and they teach you at that point. You treat a girl like this in school, and Jimmy's too aggressive because he's a little boy and he doesn't need to act like that. And at the same time, knocking him for being too aggressive, but at the same time bringing the little girl like, you got to be powerful, you got to do this, you got to do these things, and at the same time the boys got to be brought down to basically not act the way that a boy acts. That's why I think sports are good for boys, and a lot of people aren't gonna like what I'm saying, but I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, there's different opinions, man, different views, and it makes you think in different ways and look back, and then you can actually do your own research and read and look and see, because I get in a sense of what you're trying to say. Yeah, like it does make some sense.
The farther you go back, they say like in 19.
Well, there's a lot of boys out there with long fingernails and.
Yeah, but they say if you go back to like early 1900s, the man's testosterone was 10 times higher than it is today.
Really?
Yes. Just imagine them motherfuckers was crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy times.
Yeah,
man.
So man, we just doing our show. This is what we sit around. We sit around and talk like this.
And we start on one topic and we just go in. Then all of a sudden we just get like 10 topics. So man, hey, we're rookies, but this is whatever. It's like real talk. But hey, I was gonna say, just totally off subject too, man, dude. What we should do this Earth through this whole coronavirus. Right. The Earth is like. Cleansing itself, dude. Like crazy. Like I saw some cool videos of dolphins swimming in the ocean.
It was happy as shit, huh?
Bro, no, they were like had fluorescent. They were like glowing. They were glowing. It's the coolest video, guys. Look it up.
I gotta see that.
There's science behind what does it. It's like algae or something, but it's stuff that's been missing for a long time because we've just been so polluted. And also waves are coming in like fluorescent waves at night. Looked amazing.
Like colorful waves. That's badass, bro.
I'll show you in a minute.
So check
and
this out.
I saw this too. I was gonna say, like there was a hole in the ozone layer, like somewhere.
And it closed up already.
My detail closed up already.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude. So what I'm saying is, I think
we need a cleanse week or some shit like that.
Cleanse month. Every year, and I don't know how you do that, but I just feel like I'm like, people don't know. Like I'm kind of like a, what do you call those guys? Like pro
Dexter.
like a green.
You a green guy?
I'm a green guy. Like I hate plastic bottles. I hate plastic. I hate one use plastic. I try to recycle.
Damn, I feel bad, bro.
I'm yeah.
I go
anyways,
plastic bottles like you would.
Yeah,
no, but I hear
dude,
you're
an asshole, dude. If you're going through plastic bottles, if you're going through plastic bottles, like
take your straws.
Yeah, get rid of plastic straws, man.
And he's from Moses Lake, but he's your definition of
but
a
hey,
West Coast tree hugging, stinking liberal.
And I believe in packing a gun too. So hey, but. Do you think that's a good idea? Like, what's your everybody's opinion? What's your opinion on the shutdown?
Cool. So I think that for a month,
like we've literally been shut down for a month.
Well, okay, for a month you do like a purge and you just shut down with all types of planes, and then you just start killing people for a whole month, and then after it's done, you got good Earth, the population's less, and you're good, bro.
Yeah, that's something that I'm not a fan of.
No, but so check this out, dude. Since this has been going on,
But I
don't. So I don't forget, because I got a fucked up memory. The thing is that since this has happened, they said there's been more UFO sightings than ever seen before, bro.
I just saw that the FBI or CIA just released 3 UFO videos. Like legit released them that identified these are classified files that they just released that were UFO files. And I think I read Joe Rogan had a post. He says something like, "Do you understand what the hell is going on? If any other time in the world, this would be major news. We're so fucked up right now. We don't even give a crap about it, you know."
Yeah, we don't give a shit.
But anyways, I think that shutting down for a month worldwide, what it's doing for our earth, for our habitat, for animals, for everything, has been amazing. It's just my opinion. But I don't. I
agree, bro.
I don't see it happening because there's too much money and greed. But I think that if you're smart and you're creative, you can find ways to use that to make money in other ways.
Man, it's there.
So, bro, we gotta get ahead. We gotta get ahead of the curve and find something that we can benefit
right now. Listen,
monetize during a month shut off.
Like, you go green, bro.
What's a business? What's a business opportunity? I'm throwing this out there for you guys because if you're smart, this will happen. If we get good leadership that thinks long term for our kids, our grandkids, everything, and protecting,
that's good.
You can still have something to make a ton of money.
You're saying
have
a real green month.
Yeah, like how can we do it and still function in some way?
The whole world would have to be on the same page.
Right, we would.
And we're the
leaders.
And we say, hey, listen.
But we're also the biggest thieves out there too.
Let's do this, man. Let's shut down the country for a month. Nobody go to work. Just enjoy the whole month, and we'll get back to work. The whole world did it. That'd be badass.
That'd be badass, huh? But you need strong leadership for that. Yeah. Strong leadership, man.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do it, Ant.
You never know. Yeah, but that's the case, bro. You know what I mean? You never know, man. They might just have,
I mean, do I sound crazy saying this stuff?
I mean, no, man. It sounds legit, but it sounds like a fucking fairy tale, but it sounds good, bro.
Because I think the proof is in the pudding. What has happened in this month?
I gotta see this dolphin deal. I'm gonna see. You ain't gotta show me now, pimping, but
show you.
I mean,
you guys look up the dolphin, the glowing dolphin video. It's there, dude. Daphne showed me. It is cool.
Yeah, dolphins, and there were mermaids too, right? No, we're gonna check it out, man. We just having fun. I realize how crazy I am. I watch these videos, and I realize to where I got to get a cuss jar. So if you guys go back and tell me how many times I cuss, I'll add $1 to it. All right, and then how many times Derek cusses, he'll add $5 to it.
Yeah, because I don't cuss very often.
Yeah.
So I'll make it worthwhile when I do it.
But if I was drinking, bro, I probably would have cussed probably about like 150 times already.
Yeah, I know, man. I think we're gonna have some people a little disappointed that you're not cussing as much, man.
You think so? People told me they like it when I cuss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna be disappointed that you're not cussing as much.
Motherfuck forward. Shit, bitch, shit, fuck,
dude,
shit, bitch.
Those are dollars, dude.
Oh yeah,
that's like $25.
I forgot all about that, right? Yeah.
Oh, if you're one of our young fans out there, sorry.
Yeah. You guys know better than cussing.
Yeah, you better not be cussing around us. That's for sure.
You got that right, man.
Man, so I'm thinking.
You know what? Like cussing, like my oldest son, dude. He's home from college, man. I heard him cuss a few times, and he looks over at me and he says he's sorry, but it's weird, bro. And I was like, you know what? I consider myself an A-class dad, but that's where I went wrong. The cussing.
You think so?
Think so, bro.
I think as long as you're not cussing. Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. I feel like when my kids
cuss a lot,
when my kids cuss in front of, I don't care so much when it's me. I have 4 boys too, but if they cuss around their mom, I do find that disrespectful. I'm always like, hey, watch your mouth, man. You know, as long as you're not doing it in public, though, I think is the biggest thing. Like, be respectful to people around you, and act like we raised you right, type of thing.
Because all you parents out there, when you're not around, catch your kid with his friends.
Oh yeah, do they?
Yeah, fucking mother. Bitch, shit, man. I'm like, did I hear that? Is that my kid?
Dude,
yeah,
I know.
I remember.
And they totally act like they when they say it, it sounds like they're trying too hard, right?
You know. And I haven't heard like my middle son. I heard him talking. I wasn't sure if he was cussing, but I remember basically his wife used to watch my kids for daycare, and my rap music. He was rapping it over at their house, and I went over there, and I was so mad. And Derek was like, "Man, it was cool, man. He sounded just like the song." I was like, "No, man. You know, there's stories. You know what? Let's talk about kid stories. We'll talk about our kids' stories, just little embarrassing stories about our kids and even us on one of these next shows." But let's.
Well, and we got to bring on our oldest boys. We got to bring our oldest boys on and maybe do it with them because they probably have some stories they can share that one we don't know about. Or two that stuck out to them that were funny. Yeah. We got to do that. Be good.
All right.
Anyways, yeah. So
how much time we got? I think we're done.
50.
All right, man. So
Oh, that was it? So,
that's it. All right, my dude. So we're done. Let's give a shout out to my boy Mike at Jay's. He's our guy that does all our audio stuff and our video stuff. A-class dude. We going to start paying you, my man. You know we should pay him? We should pay him all the cuss money.
Oh, dude, that's a good idea. Mike, there you go, buddy. Because right now we don't have any extra money. But the cuss money, that's going to be a significant amount of money, I have a feeling. Yeah. So yeah, Mike, thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Hey, everybody, our followers, subscribers, friends, and family, thank you. Please continue to share so we can get more subscribers. Hit us up on Facebook and Instagram, The Lab DNA, YouTube, The Lab DNA. Our legacy, our beliefs.
Our show.
Peace.
We out.